Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. So before we hit the table, don't forget to do all the usual. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way to help this channel out. Finally, Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock everything you need for getting started, from your models to your hobby materials and your gaming equipment as well. They stocked a lot. And they've also started stocking the full range of Games Workshop products. So if you want some extra items that you might have trouble getting hold of in your local store, check them out. They might be able to pick them up for you. There's a link for warbay.shop in the video description, and who knows, you might find yourself a hobby project for a bit of a bargain. Right then, that's issue 28 out of the way. Let's move on to issue 29 and some new core rule pages, and then we'll hit our game as we try out the Wind Riders against some Termagants. Here we are back with issue 29. And it's time to try out our Wind Riders in a quick game. Although we are using both battle mats, so it's going to be a pretty interesting game. But we get to try out our Wind Riders, find out their maneuverability and their abilities, and we'll just see how deadly some of their weaponry can be. But first, we got to dive back into the issue. We've got a couple of pages of rules to read. So without further ado, let's dive in. So first off then, we've got a more in-depth overview of the command phase. Commanders gauge the flow of battle, consolidating their objectives before making alterations to their battle plans and devising new tactics and strategies in which to defeat the foe. So the command phase is built into two sections. You've got command, which you gain a command point and resolve any command abilities. And then you have the battle shock step, which is when you test your battle shock for units that have been reduced to below half strength. And after that, you have, at the end of your command phase, you score your victory points. Which is not really mentioned here, but that's when you do. So you gain command points at the start of your command phase. Each player will gain a total of 1 per battle round, regardless of the source. So, there we go. Then we got a little bit here, so about starting strength, below half strength, destroyed, attached units, and a couple of examples here. So Primaris Captain, starting strength 1 is attached to an Intercessor Squad, starting strength 5. Attached unit has a starting strength of 6. If all Intercessors are destroyed, the remaining Primaris Captain will revert to having a starting strength of 1. A little bit how attaching units work, etc. And well, that's it for our core rules. But we do have a look at the Fate Breakers Combat Patrol datasheet now that we have the full force. So, Combat Patrol Eldari, the Fate Breakers. The Eldari of the Craft Worlds are ever seeking to manipulate the strands of fate and weave a favourable destiny for their people. The Farseers use their gifts of foresight to attempt to alter the future both on and off the battlefield. They lead especially chosen strike forces on crucial missions in the hope that victory will forever alter the flow of events to come. This combat patrol includes the units shown below. A Farseer, Warlord, 1 model, equipped with Eldritch Storm, Shuriken Pistol, and a Singing Spear. Guardian Defenders, 11 models. 10 Guardian Defenders equipped with Shuriken Catapult and Close Combat Weapon, and 1 heavy weapon platform equipped with a Star Cannon and Close Combat Weapon. Wind Riders, 6 models. 4 Wind Riders are equipped with Shuriken Catapults and Close Combat Weapons. 2 are equipped with Scatter Lasers and Close Combat Weapons. Wraithlord, 1 model. This unit model is equipped with a Bright Lance, 2 Shuriken Catapults, and a Ghost Glaive. Combat Patrol. The Fate Breakers is a pre-selected army called a Combat Patrol. You can use this force and any other Combat Patrols to play the missions found in G Core Missions. So then we got a picture of the Star Cannon platform, our Farseer, our Wraithlord, and over the page we got our Wind Rider Jetbikes, 1 of each different variant, and our Guardian Defenders. And we got a lovely picture of the complete patrol there all over. We're looking really good. Finally then, before we move into our game, we have a little Tactica for our Wind Riders. Wind Riders are the main fast attack element of an Asuryani army. They enter the battlefield soaring through the air, carrying their Daredevil riders to battlefield objectives and important critical positions. If the enemy dares to show their face, the Wind Riders let fly with laser and shuriken fire, making short work of enemy opposition. Scatter Laser. Scatter lasers have a long range, so they will be able to target most units on the battlefield, assuming that they can see them. They also have high strength and 6 attacks, making them ideal for taking out tough enemy units. Twin Shuriken Catapults. Twin Shuriken Catapults are assault weapons, meaning they can fire even if the Wind Riders advance in the same turn. This makes the unit very maneuverable. Their AP of 1 means that they are effective against armored targets. Patrol Squads. Wind Riders can be deployed as a single unit of 6 or 2 units of 3. If you decide to split the unit into 2, you do so during the declare battle formation step. Before any units have been set up, simply tell your opponent that you are going to set them up as 2 units. If you do this, each of the 2 units is made up of 1 Jetbike with a scatter laser and 2 with shuriken catapults. So we got our usual pros and cons. So our 2 pros: Agile Strike Team. Wind Riders have a very high move characteristic, which means that they can easily move to an objective or within range of enemies, or away from them if needed. They also have the fly keyword, which means that they can cross terrain with no penalty, adding to their maneuverability. Hail of Fire. Wind Riders have excellent ranged weapons, boasting scatter lasers and shuriken catapults in each unit. They can use these to inflict serious damage on the enemies from almost anywhere on the battlefield. This allows them to maintain their distance and keep themselves safe. Their one weakness, though, is close combat. The Wind Riders are capable but not exceptional close combat fighters. Their armor will keep them alive even against quite proficient enemies, but they lack any really good close combat attacks. If they are in combat, then they are not using their real strengths, which are their speed and ranged weapons. And we got a couple of examples here. So Swift Demise. So Swift Demise is a rule that allows you to re-roll ranged hit rolls made with Wind Riders under some circumstances. It only works when the Wind Riders are targeting the closest enemy unit. If the target enemy unit is not the closest, the attack is resolved as normal. If the attack target is the closest, then the player can re-roll hit rolls of 1. But if they are the closest and controlling an objective, the player can re-roll hit rolls, not just the ones. So in our first example here, we're shooting at the closest enemy unit, the Von Rise Leapers here. So we can re-roll our failed misses, which is just 1s. Here we're shooting at the Barb Gaunts, so they're not the closest unit, so therefore we can't get any re-rolls. In example 2, we are targeting our closest enemy unit, which is also controlling an objective, meaning we re-roll all our fails. And in this example, we are targeting an enemy unit that's controlling an objective, but they are not the closest enemy unit, therefore we get no re-rolls. Right then, here we go with Scenario 19, Strike Force. As the Tyranid continues to try to overrun the Eldari, a new band of heroes sets out to turn them back. A strike force of 6 Jetbike riders enters the battlefield. Seeing this new challenge, more Tyranids swarm out to their hiding places to attack newcomers. Deployment. The Eldari player sets up 2 units of Wind Riders in their deployment zone. The Tyranid players deploy 3 units of 5 Termagants, 1 in each spawn point. If the Tyranid unit is destroyed, the Tyranid player rolls D3 in the next command phase and deploys another unit of 5 Termagants in the corresponding spawn point. How to win? The player with the highest number of victory points at the end of the 4th battle round is the winner. So 4 rounds and we score victory points by killing units and claiming objectives. Well, just claiming objectives. So we set up both battle mats and then we got some examples. So we generate our command point. There's no battle shock tests, so we move straight to movement phase. And we use our amazing speed to maneuver straight across the battlefield, getting in range of objectives and even shooting and charging down enemy units. So battle tip there. Try to play to your Wind Rider's strengths. They have excellent ranged weapons and are very maneuverable. You may need to risk close combat in order to gain objectives, but your units will be more deadly to the enemy if you keep them at a distance. As you play through the scenario, try different approaches to see what happens. Experiment with keeping both units back, throwing both into combat, or using one to combat, supported by the ranged attacks of others. Then it's the Tyranid's turn. So Tyranids generate a command point, take any battle shock tests, as we've had quite a few units reduced in number. Then they roll and spawn a new unit. 2 Termagant units in spawn point 3 move forward, 1 on the Eldari, 1 towards objective 2. 2 Termagants that have moved both fire at the Wind Riders, but no one is harmed. And a Termagant unit that's close to objective 1 declares a charge against the closest Eldari Wind Riders. Then Tyranids fight with their charging unit first, and then the Wind Riders, which will kill the remaining Termagants over there. And another battle tip, in this scenario, all Tyranids units respawn when they are destroyed. Don't be afraid to throw your units into desperate situations or into combat encounters that they couldn't possibly win. Termagants have good objective control characteristic, and even damaged units can still control objectives, so they are still very useful with depleted numbers. However, if your units get too damaged to be effective, try to force your opponent to fight them so they are destroyed and can respawn at full strength. Right, up next is our victory, so I think it's time we get the battlefield set up and dive into our new game. So here we are then, deployed. We have our 2 objective markers, we have our 3 spawn points for Tyranids, and we got our Eldari Jetbikes, who I've just noticed is dusty. There we go. But yeah, here we are, ready to go into our game, and as it is an Eldari mission, we will let them take the first turn. So first off, both sides will gain a command point. There's no battle shocks, so straight to movement phase. So our Wind Riders have a move of 14, so this squad's going to go 12 and additional 2. 12 and additional 2. 12 and an additional 2. Meanwhile, this squad is going to go 12 and an additional 2, puts them on the objective. And that only really needs to move to 12. So they're going to sit on the objective so that we score points next turn. But let's open up some shooting. So who exactly is closest? So they are 8, they are 10. So those are our closest. We'll shoot them. So first off, 2 twin shuriken catapults with 2 attacks each, hitting on a 3+. They are our closest unit, so we can hit we re-roll wounds of hits of 1. And now that we are wounding, we are shrink 4, toughness 3, so freeze. Ooh, don't need twin link, we have 2 wounds. -1, so Termagants do get a 6+ save. No, that is 2 dead. Oops, no, I forgot, we are in turn 1. And then we got 6 shots with our scatter laser at that unit. So we will get a reroll on hits. We won't because we haven't got any ones. That's good. 5 out of 6 hits. And these are strength 6, so toughness 3, they are double, so 2s. Oh, where's the twin link when you need it? That would have been nice. 4 wounds, but no AP this time, so 4 5-up saves. Ow! Made 3 of them. A single Termagant does die, so they will need a battle shock test. And we'll do the same over here. So 4 shuriken catapult shots. Ooh, re-rolling those 1s. There we go, all hits. And now strength 4, tough 3, freeze. No re-rolls needed, all 5s. 4 -1, so 6-ups. No, that's 4 dead. And this is going to be overkill, but 6 shots of the scatter laser. Rerolling the 1s because they're nearest unit. And 2s. That's 3 saves. Can he make them? No, he can't. So he is wiped out. And with that, it's on to Tyranids, turn 1. So the rules aren't really specific about when we score victory points. So I'm guessing it's from turn 2 onwards. Yeah, the rules don't actually state. Yeah, I'm guessing it's on turn 2 onwards, which is how we'll do it. Which doesn't give us a lot of time to score points. But we do get to spawn a new Tyranid unit at spawn point 2, which is the center one. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So both sides will gain a command point though. And it's on to the Tyranids. So Battle Shock over there. Yeah, they are Battleship. What a surprise. But let's throw them into a hopeless situation. We'll move them there 6 inches forward. These guys won't move, but these will. Moving 6. And we'll start shooting because everything is in range anyway. So our 2 Termagants over there with 2 shots each. 1 hit. You know what? Let's command reroll. Yay, 2 hits. Nice. They're going to go down fighting. And it is strength 5 against toughness 4, so freeze. There we go. All of them minus nothing. Can we dodge this on a free up? Ooh, we do take a wound. I think I'll re-roll that. Yeah, there we go. Then we got 5 Termagants on objective 1 shooting. Yeah, haven't done very well. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s, owned the 1. Free up save. Saved. And then finally the last 5 shooting at this unit down here. Ooh, not too bad. 3 hits out of 5. And 2 wounds out of 3. Ooh, 1 failed, so I'm actually going to have to get my wound markers out. So we will injure one of the shuriken catapults. And then charge phase. So this unit here will charge them, that unit will charge them. So they're in on a 6. Let's see how far will 6 get this guy. Yeah, right up to that guy, that's fine. And these guys are also going to need a 6. Yeah, a 9. So they can get up to there. So 2 melee attacks over here. Hitting on 4s for 1, wounding on 5s for nothing. 5 melee attacks on this unit, hitting on 4s. Ooh! All of them, nice. And wounding on 5s because they were lower. And we get 3 wounds. AP minus nothing, so 1 save on this guy. Still on this guy. He's gone. And 1 save on another guy. No! Oh dear, we can't really afford to lose. Oh, that's a scat laser. Don't want to remove that one yet. Remove a regular shuriken catapult. Okay, Wind Riders fight back. So we got 3 attacks each. So 2 from this unit. Hitting on 3s. And we don't get the reroll because it's only on range attacks. And wounding, strength 3, tough 3, 4s. Wow. 5. That's enough to kill them all if they fail their saves. No AP. 5 up saves. Only the 1 dies. And we've got a fully healthy unit over there, so that is 9 attacks. Striking at 2 Termagants. I'll move my one guy in range. Oh dear, we haven't done as well. We've missed a whole 1 and a bit. But we have wounded with everything. No, we haven't. It's 4s, so we've only wounded with 4. Which is 2 more than we actually need. And yes, those poor Termagants have failed. And we won't consolidate as we want to sit on the objective. As we are, you know what, actually, let's go back. I'm going to spend my last command point to re-roll my failed save into success. I keep forgetting this. There we go. So my unit is fully healthy. And with that, it's into Eldari turn 2. So first off, we gain command points. I'm not below half strength in any unit, and then we score victory points. So we score 5 for one objective. We don't have more than the opponent, and we don't hold. We don't have 2, and we don't have more than the opponent. So we just scored a 5, putting us in the lead. So we are going to. Let's see, where is 3 inches? 3 inches there. So we're going to move our Jetbike riders so that they are still within 3 of the objective. And then we're going to open fire on... actually, I'm going to move this guy tactically over there. It's about equal distance. Move that guy there. So yeah, now they are the closest. So 4 shuriken catapults, being tactical here. Everything hits, wounding on freeze, because it's strength 4. -1, so 6s. Save 1 to die. Pew pew. And 6 shots from our scatter laser. We've only got 1-1, but that's fine. We still re-roll it into a 2. Oh dear. And wounding on 2s. 4 saves of 5 up this time. And no, they are gone. So now we would score more than the opponent. Into combat, it's the Tyrannid's turn. We've got 4 guys left alive here. And they don't hit, that's helpful. And we've got 2 riders left with 6 attacks, hitting on freeze. Could do with those rerolls. Wounding on 4s. 2 saves. 1 made, 1 failed. So that is the end of the Eldari turn onto Tyrannid. So we've managed to wipe them out, so they don't actually score any points, which is good, but we do get to spawn a new unit. 2 new units. We have 10 dead. So our first unit is 2 right in the centre. And we will deploy them right on that objective. And our second unit is also 2. And we'll deploy them upwards so they can go out and attack. And seeing as we spawn during the command phase, not at the end of it, we do score 5 points for controlling this objective. And on to movement. So we'll move out 6 with our new unit. They'll sit still, then we will open fire. 5 shots on our first unit at the top. Hitting on 4s, wounding on strength 5, toughness 4, freeze. Ooh, nice. That's 3 wounds. Can we save them all? 3+ save. One goes through. I'll use my command point. I would have got this turn from the Tyranids to re-roll that. Yeah, that's fine. And the other 5 at the same target, or hit. And all wound. Ow. Okay, let's do it 2 at a time so we have a chance of losing models. First model saved, second model saved. That's fine, we won't lose a model, but we do take a wound. Normal dude at the back there. Charges, we have this unit into there, needing a 4. A 6 is good. 6 will get to there. Five attacks, hitting on 4s. And wounding, strength 3, toughness 4, 5s. Hey, 2 wounds, not bad. 2 frip saves, saved. Then it's Tyranids, no, Eldari unit to pick, so we'll pick the unit that hasn't fought yet. 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3 4s. All of them, lovely. 4 5-up saves. No, unit wiped out. And we will consolidate because we want to get close. And then that unit's already fought, so it's just the Eldari Jetbikes, which are still fully healthy, so that's 9 attacks. Going in on 3s. Ouch, a lot of misses. And 4s. And a lot more misses, only 2. And we don't save any of them, so there are 2 dead. Take off this guy and this guy. And with that, it is the end of the Eldari's, no, sorry, the Tyranids' second turn. And we are tied at the moment, but we are looking at a good position. So we have into Eldar turn, we do have control of this objective. As we got 1 guy there, 1, 2 there, and nobody there. So yeah, we do control that. So going into turn 3, we score 5 more points, and both sides gain a command point. So what we're going to do is we'll stay in the combat over there because I think we can handle that, and we're going to try and shoot off with these guys. So in order to get the full benefit, we'll fly 12 up there. So we're at close range now. 1 twin shuriken catapult. Both hit and both wound. -1, so 6s. Save 1. Let's make that charge a little difficult. And then 6 shots of the scatter laser, hitting on 3s. Ooh, nice. We get a massive 5 rerolls because they are the closest enemy unit and on an objective. That's still 3 misses, but that's pretty good. Strength 6, so 2s, 3 wounds. 5 up. Save 2, another 1 bites dust. And we will charge into them. Go on. A 7 gets us there. Boom, boom. Ooh, we have wobbly model syndrome there. Oh dear. So our 2 Jetbikes that go in are hitting first. Badly. And force. 1 wound, no AP, 5 up save. Try again, 5 up save. Save. And it's 3 Termagants fighting back for 1 hit. And no wounds. Tyrannids, we've already done our fights, so over to Eldari. 3 Jetbikes. Technically this guy isn't in combat range, so we'll pile in. 9 attacks, missing only once. That's what we like to see. And winning on 4s. Nice, that is 6 saves of 5+. No, 4 dead out of 3. And we will not consolidate because we are still just in range of that objective. So we want to control that. But it's on to the Tyrannid's turn. So, first off, both sides get a command point. Tyranids have loads. They are not really making use of them. And we get to spawn 2 new units. So, our first one is over here. Second one is also over here. So, one down here to go after that objective. And one up here to go after those Jetbikes. Tyrannids, though, do score 5 points, as we have objective control 1, 2, 3 times 2 is 6 against only 4. So we do score 5 points. The Eldari really need to take this into their own hands. So, Tyrannid's turn 3, we are going to move. So let's advance with these guys. That gets us on an objective. Only the 1. Oh, there's my first reroll. There we go. 10. And these guys will move 6. And you know what? These guys will fall back, which allows the Termagants to shoot. So 5 shots here, hitting on 4s. Reroll 1 of those. And wounding on strength 5, toughness 4 freeze. Only the 1. 2, 3+ save, saved. And then 5 Termagants over here shooting. Only the 1 hit into 1 wound. 2, 3+ save, he's only 2+ for some reason. Saved. Now we'll charge this unit into there. 10, nice. And this unit into there. 9. You're not charging? No, I am charging up at 9. There we go. 5 attacks on our 2-unit Jetbike, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. 2, 3+ saves. Ooh, 1 goes through. Another wound marker. Twin scatter is a twin scatter. Twin shuriken catapults that dude. And then 5 attacks over here. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. No, it's not, it's wounding on 5s. Only the 1. Saved. Phew. And with that, it's on to the final turn, and I don't think... Yeah, this is going to be a Tyranid victory, even if we manage to get rid of all those Termagants. Oh, I haven't fought back with the Eldari yet, have I? So, 2 Jetbikes with 3 attacks each, before we do anything else. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, because strength 3 to 4, 3. 2 minus nothing, so 5s. 2 dead. And then 9 attacks over there. Hitting on 3s. Where's all those rerolls when you want them? Oh yeah, lots of shooting only. And wounding on 4s. Huh, only 1. And there's enough dead to spawn a new unit. But we can only spawn up to, we only have 3 units at a time, sadly. So we can't have 4 units on the board. But that is it. The Tyranids are still alive and in severe control of the board. So we're moving into Eldari. And indeed the final turn. So turn 4. Kick things off with a command point each. Objectives. Yeah. Tyranids have 6 to 4 there, and Tyranids have also 6, but only to 2. So Eldari score nothing this turn, and if they can't kill those Tyranids, they're going to win a big point score. So with that said, there's no point falling back because we can't shoot. We might as well stand and fight them here. So Tyranids get to pick a unit. We'll pick the unit that's strongest. So we have 4 strong over here on the 3 Jetbikes. Hitting twice, wounding 5s, only the once. 3 up save, saved. We'll Eldari pick a unit, so we'll go with the 2 over here. Let's try and kill off the Termagants so it doesn't score points. That's a little better. Can we get that wound roll again? We can't, but we do get 3 wounds through. And Tyranids really need to save one of these, otherwise they lose that objective. Oh, you know what? Command reroll. Can we save all 3? We can! Haha! In your face. Why am I rooting for the bad guys? There are no bad guys in Warhammer. Only evil. With that said, it's the Termagants that they've just been fighting against, fighting back. Everything hits, and 2 wounds. 1 save on the wounded bike. He is gone. Do I want to? Let's command reroll that. Can I save him? I can. And he still dies. So luckily it's not our turn next, so we don't have to take a battle shot test. And then it just leaves our 3 Jetbikes to attack. Can they wipe out their enemy? I think with a roll like that we can. 4s. Maybe not. 3. 5s. Only the 1. 2 die. Take off the ones that don't matter. The furthest away. And yeah, don't even have to play out the last turn because Tyranids will score a maximum 15 points as they have 2, and that is more than the opponent. So this is going to be a Tyranid victory, but it was a fun game nonetheless. So back to the magazine for our victory speech, and we'll see what's in our next combat patrols. So here we go, back to our magazine, and it was a massive Tyranid victory. The shuriken fire is deadly, but it's not enough to slow their Tyranids. They Tyranids? There's a lot of spelling mistakes lately. With every chance they get, the Termagants send out deadly blasts to their flesh borers, or else try to overwhelm the Jetbikes in close combat. At last, the final rider is torn from their saddle and pulled to the ground. Victory belongs to the Tyranids today. And no, there's no quotes, so there we have it. What's in our next books? Well, magazines. We have 2 new issues coming, and our first is a paint issue. So we get Mechanica Standard Grey, which we don't actually use, and we get Agrax Earthshade, which we do use over quite a few of our models. So we get our 2 new paints, we learn about the Realm of Chaos, and we cover the shooting phase in our core rules. Plus, we have a chance to play a full Combat Patrol game, utilising the Eldari Combat Patrol. Then issue 31 begins our descent into Chaos with our Dark Disciple, and he's a Dark Apostle even, and he's Dark Disciples. So we learn about Chaos Space Marines, we have a brand new model in the Chaos Dark Apostle, and we have a new scenario where we get to, well, try this guy out. So yeah, obviously we'll have our build and paint guides as well for this guy. And yeah, he's going to be a nice character model to lead our Chaos Space Marines. So yeah, we can guess what colours are going to go where. Abaddon black all over, Baraknar burgundy for the cape, Mephiston red for the Crozius handle, silver, gold, and yeah, we've got the candles and stuff, and we've got various different robes. We might actually use Mechanica Standard Grey, as we've got grey robes here to pick out, as well as tactical rock and skulls he's standing upon. And we've got a lovely little book there, so possibly Rakoff Flesh or Wraithbone, and we've got Purity Seals, or Impurity Seals, I guess. But yeah, there we have it. That's our future issues. But that's it for issue 29. And I would like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you found this playthrough very helpful, and look into some new rules and stuff as well. All that's left for me to do then is to say thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time on more Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.